What's going on, proactivators? Today I want to share something simple, something that I discovered many years ago while I was working at Green Street Cafe. But something that has stayed with me ever since, something that, if you truly understand it, can change the quality of your life. Not just occasionally, not just when things go well, but every single day. Now, the question that started all was back then, I worked in a restaurant, that it was really fast paced, very busy environment, different personalities, a lot of stress, pressure, customers, managers, a lot of long shifts. And during those shifts, I began asking people a question. I would ask coworkers, servers, the cooks, the managers, even the customers. I would say, hey, what do you think is the key to having a great day? And people gave really good answers. They would say, having a positive attitude, smiling more, thinking positive, staying motivated. They will say, uh, pushing through challenges or even being grateful. And I remember thinking, those are good answers. They're not wrong. Most people do not know what contributes to a good day. But something was missing because most of their answers were based on external actions or temporary mindset tricks. And there's nothing wrong with those. But I wasn't searching for something that makes one day good. I was searching for the key to having a great day every day. The difference between a good day and a great life. So after listening to their answers, I would say, that's good, but that's not the key to having a great day every day. And they would look at me like, okay, so what is it then? And I would say, well, I'm glad you asked. The key to having a great day every day is the following. Do not let absolutely anything bother you. That's it. If you can go from morning to night and refuse to let anything disturb your internal state, I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt you will end that day having a great day. And if you practice this daily, you can have a great day every day of your life. Now, when I would say this, people would nod because deep down they knew it was true. Because here's the reality, life is unpredictable. There will be traffic, there will be delays, there will be mistakes, there will be rude people, there will be stress, there will be misunderstandings, problems at work, tension at home, financial pressures, and there will be unexpected obstacles. Some days you hit all green lights, everyone gives you the right of way, Work is smooth. You get promoted. You get a raise. You go home and dinner's ready. The kids are happy. Everything is peaceful. That was a great day. But notice, external things made it great. Here's the truth. Those days are not the norm. You will not get a promotion every day. You will not hit green lights every day, my friends. Your kids will not always be happy. Your spouse will not always be in a great mood. Life will not always cooperate with your expectations. So the real question becomes, can you still have a great day when things don't go your way? That's the real test. You see, your reaction determines your day. Because you don't need effort to feel good when things go right. You don't need training to smile when you get good news. You don't need discipline to celebrate success. But when things go wrong, that is where your training is revealed. That is where character shows up. That is where your reaction determines your day, not the circumstance, not the traffic, not the mistake, not the rude comment, your reaction. This is where the proactivator mindset lives. Most people live reactively. Something goes wrong, the mood shifts. Someone is rude, attitude shifts. Traffic builds, stress builds. The plans change, frustration begins. Their internal state is controlled by external events. They are emotional thermostats, constantly adjusting to the environment. But a proactivator is different. A proactivator chooses response over reaction. They do not allow external chaos to create internal chaos. They remain steady, calm, solution oriented. They remain grounded. The training happens in the negative moments. Let me tell you something important. You don't need to practice positivity when things are good. But you must train your response when things are not. Because that is where growth happens. That is where emotional maturity is built. That is where leadership is forged. That is where peace becomes internal, not conditional. And here's the key. When something negative happens and your emotions tell you to react with frustration, anger, or irritation, do the opposite. If you feel like complaining, look for a solution. If you feel like getting angry, slow your breathing. If you feel like reacting, you pause. If you feel like blaming, take ownership. If you feel like escalating, lower your tone. That moment is training. That moment is growth. That moment is identity formation. That is not easy, but it gets easier. Is this easy? No. Let's be honest. It requires awareness, intentionality, self control, practice. But it does get easier, my friends. Yes. Because once you establish this standard, once you commit to not allowing external events to control your internal state, it becomes a part of who you are. You become calm under pressure, steady under chaos, solution oriented in problems, emotionally grounded, unshakable. It becomes your habit, your identity, your default response. And when you live this way, something powerful happens. You become the person people trust under chaos. You become the person who stabilizes environments. You become the calm voice in stressful situations. You become the leader others lean on. You become emotionally durable. And your days, regardless of circumstances, become good, great days. Not because everything went right, but because you stayed right. This is the proactivator standard. We do not wait for good circumstances to have a great day. We create good days through emotional discipline. We do not surrender our peace to traffic, people, or problems. We maintain internal authority. We respond instead of react. We choose solutions over emotions. We choose steadiness over chaos. We choose growth over impulse. And over time, we become people who cannot be easily shaken. So here's your challenge today. Watch your reactions. Not the big ones, the small ones. The inconvenience, the delay, the rude comment, the unexpected problem, the plan that changed. Ask yourself, am I reacting or am I responding? Then choose the opposite of what your emotions demand and watch what happens to the quality of your day. And here are my final thoughts before we close this. The truth is this: great days are not created by perfect circumstances. Great days are created by emotional mastery, by internal response, by internal steadiness, and by refusing to allow anything to steal your peace, to steal your joy. Practice this every day, and you won't just have a good day sometimes, you'll have a great day every day. That, my friends, is the proactivator standard. I'll see you next week.